Cup. This is the Dark Duelist HouseofJie versus DarkErik. Right now, this match is the match has already been decided, so it's 4-2 US right now. But we wanted to go ahead and play this match out just for the sake of having the match played and just to see how it goes. This is going to be Crane versus Scorpion here. So Keeper of Water Crane versus Keeper of Air Scorpion. So for those of you tuning in, thank you for joining me. Looks like a kind of unfortunate flip for the Crane player here. Got 3 holdings on top of City of the Rich Frog. Not exactly what you want to see, although it's, one's a storehouse, one's a proving ground, so it's not completely useless. But meanwhile, we have a Cunning Negotiator and a Kageyu for the HouseofJie. That's a pass first. Meanwhile, on the Scorpion side, we had 2 Liars come out with 1 fate each. So while they are doing bids real quick, let me go ahead and take a look at the deck list. So this is the Need 10 Pupil deck, right? So it's got 3 Need 10 Pupils, a lot of conflict characters. You don't have to buy anything in the Dynasty side, so definitely not surprising to see a pass there for HouseofJie. Meanwhile, the rest of it is just, you duel with your Need 10 Pupil, and then you do some cool stuff, make it big, and restand it with Elegant Tessin. On the Scorpion side, this is your Crane killed list. So you got your Noble Sacrifices, your Soul Beyond Reproach, your Icon Swims. A little bit out of the ordinary because most people are playing the Phoenix Splash right now, but this is going to be what the US is running out there for the rest of the World Cup. So those of you who are watching, take a look. So we got 2 Liars coming in now. They're both going to come in politically at the City of the Rich Frog. Obviously, since they have dash in military, they can't go in military. So me saying that is kind of meaningless. To respond to some PMs real quick. Alright, we see here a political rival comes down and to defend this conflict, and Captivating Story comes out. This is a card that we haven't seen much of because this is a water roll only, right? But it says during a conflict, choose a character that's participating alone on your side that gets +1 until the end of the conflict for each face-up province that you control. So that's going to be +1 here. You can remove 1 fate from the character to honor it, and we actually see that happen too. So political rival gets honored here. The honor effect is not super relevant stat-wise, but because this is Crane, that means Voice of Honor could be on, and also it means that whenever you overlay it with this Kageyu, the Kageyu is going to be honored. So potentially 2. Sorry, just trying to respond to some stuff real quick. Alright, so the Kagyu came in politically here, came and broke this Toshi Rambo. So that's an Earth Ring, and Eric is going to discard a Return the Defense here. But he has a Goblin Sneak to go ahead and drop for this next conflict, so you can go in and probably break the City of the Rich Frog, I would have to guess. But Steward of Law actually comes down for HouseofJie. It's going to defend this conflict here. We might see a Force Shame dropped, so Bonsai actually instead of Force Shame, so that should prevent the break here. I don't think that Eric will contest this, given that if he Bonsais, he's just going to get bowed. But he could. You could, draw out the Force Shame now. I guess now is probably a better time than any. Put the Crane down on resources. However, can't favorable ground in here and do Kagyu. So yeah, we're just going to see pass. So these liars being faded means that they're going to stick around for this upcoming conflict, or this upcoming turn. We have a dispatch nowhere here, so that we can use that to go ahead and shoot the Kagyu, kill him. Okay, we could stoop before it actually gets able to be shot, and so I think the Steward of Law is going to die instead. We may see actually Eric go ahead and buy either the Alibi Artist or the Shouju first. That way, it prevents GA from buying something without fate. Not that you would necessarily want to do that, but it was a pretty expensive turn for both players last time, so you're seeing them both sitting at 7 and 8 fate respectively. Not a whole lot of fate stockpiled in this matchup. Alright, so we are just going to see Shouju come down instead of a Dispatch to Nowhere. Not a super high value dispatch here, since it's a Steward of Law. But, definitely still something to think about, and what Eric may want to be doing is go ahead and defending this Dispatch to Nowhere instead, so that way he can just shoot the Kagyu next turn. Alright, so bids come out now, and Eric's going to go ahead and drop down to 1. G is going to drop down to 3. So still honor lost here. This will bring GA down to 6 honor. This is a dishonor deck, alright, so you are killing people, but that's also part of your game plan to go ahead and kill your opponent. So 11 to 12, the card differential here, Eric down 1 card. But right now his board is a little bit scary, so a lot of dashes here, so if GA wants to maneuver into a conflict, it shouldn't be too difficult. No cancel online right now for Eric. I believe he's not running any cancels out of the Crane Splash, and I think his only cancels are Censure. So Censure obviously not online right now, since he doesn't have the favor. If GA has any voices, then voice would be online to deal with this. And so GA is just going to pass the conflict opportunity here. Hey, thank you for the sub, Caleb. Caleb PD tossing me that hot Twitch Prime sub. We'll give him the thumbs up. My emote name is still atrocious because I'm not a partner, and I can't fix it. So it is what it is. Hope you guys are having a great time today. It has been a wonderful day filled with some tumultuous L5R for sure. Lots of controversy going on in the London Legion tournament with some of the new decks that are being run out there. But hopefully we see things sorted out relatively soon with that. Meanwhile, in this match, we have a return to defense. Political rival versus the Liars. So the Liars are going to be able to stay standing here, and also going to get a card draw and an honor effect from the Proving Ground and the Kakita Dojo, Kyuden Kakita rather. You gave Steel for your Prime sub last month, so it only seemed fair. Yeah, it's fine. I appreciate it, man. Look, I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for anybody who's interested in watching L5R. So hope you guys are enjoying this content, and hope you guys are enjoying these matches, because this has been a really hype World Cup. This matchup in particular was pretty close. We ended up winning the matchup earlier today, but still 4-2, and this match is still very wide open for either player to win, so we'll see how it goes. I know some of the other matches are, in fact, very close as well. I know the UK teams are doing pretty well, although a couple of them are bubbling. But regardless, I think the close matches make for a very hype World Cup, and so next week and the remainder of this week should actually be very exciting to watch. Alright, so policy debate came out here. We're going to see an assassination discarded, and some spicy stuff in Erik's hand. So we see assassination was the card that was pitched, but there's a backhanded, a bonsai, calling a favor, censure, I can swim, noble sacrifice, a lot of one-ofs here. None that are all too impactful, but still a decent amount of stuff. So effective deception here gets revealed. No defense is available for Erik. If Jie wants to go ahead and try to move somebody in here, we can see that. Maybe attempt to move in the Steward Law, although that's just going to get canceled by effective deception. This is an air ring, so that'll help Jie recover some honor and give them a little more breathing room for bidding. With Shoju in effect, that is going to put Jie on a bit of a clock. But yeah, nothing doing there. Didn't look like there was enough juice to break that province. So Crane just going to have to settle for the air ring, just getting that honor and remove an honor from the Scorpion. We're going to see some sneak action go in here. So sneak's going to go in on military, going water here. Water doesn't do a whole lot, but it is money, so we can just go ahead and grab that money. Head over to the city of the Rich Frog. Yeah, we're trying to decide what the best course of action is here. You would have to imagine that Jie has some way to deal with this Goblin Sneak whenever it attacks. So I don't know if going Void is maybe the right choice here. I think just going Water for the money might have been more correct. But it looks like he is going to go Void here. I have to imagine that, yeah, here's Kageyu moving in. I don't know what that does exactly. Let's see. It is a military conflict, so you can't use the Kageyu ability, so I don't know what he was looking to do there. I guess he just moved in just to move in, but that seems like sort of a waste of a Fable Ground if you were just going to first game it anyway. So yeah, so first game is going to bow the Goblin Sneak, and that's going to be one conflict for Jie. Some extra cards drawn now that the liars are leaving play. Alibi Artist is still there for Eric. Let's see if he actually keeps the Alibi Artist here. I think with your honor being so high, you might not want to see that specifically right now. You might want to have some other board presence if you could possibly help it. So yeah, he's going to ditch the Alibi Artist. We're going to try to see him shoot the Kagyu. I would have to guess it's probably going to get voiced. So lots of stuff showing up for GA. Meanwhile, for Eric, we have a Liar. We have a Fawning Diplomat and a Satori. I think what he's going to do here, yeah, I think he's going to go ahead and try to shoot the Kagyu, which he does. Okay, that resolves. Next, we're going to see him Season of War to get rid of all these Kakita dojos. I think potentially he goes ahead and buys like either the Satori or the Fawning Diplomat first before he seasons. His hand's still a little expensive. Kind of Negotiator comes out. He's going to buy the Liar first, okay. So maybe Liar, Diplomat here, and then Season. Okay, or he's just not going to Season. So he bids 2 here. So you have to look out for I Can Swim for sure. Lets him drain extra honor. Jay's sitting kind of comfortable right now at 9 honor, but you know you have to remember that this is Scorpion, in a heartbeat, pretty much you could just drop down to 0. So we will go down to 8 honor here with the Shoju effect. Eric actually won the favor last turn too, so Censure is online, and we know that he has at least 1 Censure in hand. I guess if you really needed the favor, one cute play you could do would be buy a Fawning Diplomat and then shoot it with Dispatch of Nowhere. Seems like a maybe somewhat expensive play for it, but you know, such as it is. Alright, so we're just going to see the Liar go in here on water. Grab the money. A lot of money is sitting in Eric's hand right now. We have to see what he's going to use it on. You know, this is not a deck on display of power, so the most expensive thing that he has is going to be I Can Swim, which with 2 bid, we know is going to be online. We're going to see Shoju actually go into the City of the Rich Frog here. So we also know that we do have a Soul Beyond Reproach. This is an Earth Ring, so no Keepers involved here. Keeper is on Air Ring for this deck, since this deck is on the kill stuff, so you need that Soul Beyond Reproach. Kind of Negotiator going to go ahead and duel here just to honor itself. The duel doesn't really do anything since it's City of the Rich Frog. So it's not like you could really use the province. You're just doing this just strictly to get an honor token. So right now 7-7 on the attack. Favors on military, so it's not going to do much with Eric's current board. Eric taking a second to think here, just try to figure out, okay, well, you know, is it worth it to spend cards here? Should I try to break this thing? You know, what's my goal? And it's kind of difficult to get around these crank cards because they are pretty high in political, and that's you know, that's really where you're trying to get your breaks. So no break here, but we are going to get an Earth Ring, which discards to Defend Your Honor. Now watering on this crackback here for GA. This is with a political rival, so we are going to see a covert on the liar, and this is going to end up at shameful. That's an unfortunate hit. It's only going to be strength 3. Don't know if Erik has very many conflict characters that he can really put into this, and so I think this rival kind of just waltzes all over him. So no defense. Any kind of dishonor effect's not going to do much because the political rival has glory 0, right? So this honor token is strictly there just to be an honor token. Oh, here's Kachiko actually. Okay, so that's a pretty good find. No fate to play return the offense, but we are going to see the shameful come out, which will make Kachiko quite large, and it'll be able to kick out the political rival. If necessary. I don't think it's necessary. One thing this does do is open Erik up to a military attack if there is one. Okay, so here's D10 pupil coming in. So I have to imagine we go ahead and see the shameful display happen here. And you target the D10 pupil. Oh, okay, you actually just send him home. Bowed. And now Amid Defeat comes out to try to bow Kachiko. So most likely what we see is going to be Censure here. And now we're likely going to see a voice to counteract that, yeah. So maybe it might have been better to go ahead and shameful first before you put the D10 pupil in. Or put the D10 pupil out, rather. And so censure on that voice. Are we going to see a voice in that censure? No. Okay, so that'll resolve. And now you just go ahead and shameful, so you turn off the voice. Alright, so Erik's out of conflicts now because he does not have anybody who can attack military. And we are going to see a testing come out on the D10 pupil. So this will be an extra attack at the shameful. What I have to imagine here is that since the pupil can't actually duel anything, you just go ahead and away the scorpion in this and prevent the break here. It does let you, he is going to get the fire ring here and probably re-honor himself, or dishonor, Shoju or Kachiko. But at least you stop the break. And so that's it. Yeah, it's just going to be ring for value here, and let's see who he picks. I think probably re-honoring yourself is good, given that you know that this is a kill deck, but he's going to choose to dishonor Kachiko instead, so definitely not the worst thing in the world. This liar's going to go ahead and die here. Favor's going to stay with Erik, although 2 sentries have already been used. Alright, so the Season of War is gone. I would kind of like to see the Season of War, or another Season of War being used here, but we're not going to see one just yet. We are going to see another Dispatch to Nowhere, though, so I think we're just going to kill this political rival. That would be pretty good, because that means that GA can no longer covert. So the political rival dies, and GA is just going to go ahead and pass. Now, we have seen 2 political rivals already. This deck is on 3. It's very likely that there's a 3rd one coming out, or just another new 10 pupil. Alright, another 2-bit here means that now I Can Swim is online for Eric. He's going to make sure he alibis artist first before he uses box, but that'll be able to bring GA down to 7. Meanwhile, for GA, you know, we need to make something happen here because you're starting to brick wall into Scorpion's provinces, and you need that not to happen to you if you can possibly, you know, avoid that if you can. The longer this game goes on, the more it's favored in Scorpion, for Scorpion rather, so you need to start being careful. No breaks for Eric yet, but again, Scorpion doesn't necessarily need breaks. But first play belongs to GA, and we're going to see the new 10 pupil go into what I believe is Revels? Secret Hash, sorry. So the Secret Cache is going to let him get a card here. Most likely what you're going to go ahead and see is going to be a, just right off the bat, I Can Swim. So we didn't see a voice on the second censure, so unless GA was slow playing it from last turn or just drew it off the top with that one card, then most likely this I Can Swim is just going to go ahead and resolve. If you have Assassinate, I think you probably want to go ahead and use Assassinate instead. You save the I Can Swim and save the money for a little bit of a rainier day. Alright, so no defense. Yeah, here's Assassinate. Will we see a cancel? No. Alright, so no voice, extra voice drawn for GA. So, need 10 people gonna die there. This is a military conflict, so the only conflict characters that could come in here would be like Steward of Law or a political rival. There could also be another new 10 pupil. That would also work too. Okay, so we're going to wait a Scorpion this one and probably just go ahead and I Can Swim this too. This is very reminiscent of the scene from Star Wars where Anakin has to kill the younglings. And so these poor little Niten pupils are coming out and just dying. Winning games without defending. Didn't we see enough of that for one day? I mean, look. I mean, this is definitely what Scorpion has always done for a while. But looks like Eric is going to go ahead and pay the cost here to go ahead and shuffle the stuff back into his deck and also get back a keeper. So he did defend technically, Dario. But I would say, you know, regardless of talk about some other decks right now, I think that this is historically a pretty bad matchup for the Crane deck. The Crane deck obviously very reliant on 2-drops, like Niten Pupil, which really just feeds into Scorpion. You know, Scorpion always running that 3x Assassinate and just running things that can kill you and sort of abuse your deck that way. Keeper Initiate going to go in to City of the Rich Frog. We are going to see the Kakita Dojo here, and so this Keeper is going to get bowed. And as far as hands are concerned, we know that Erik has at least one backhanded compliment at this point. So next turn, GA will be down to 4, 3 actually. And if Erik has the last 3 backhanded compliments, then that'll be able to kill a GA. Policy debate going to come out here now. So this is a good idea. Just go ahead and strip some of these backhanded compliments. So we see 1, 2. Yeah, and so one of them is going to go away. Erik will pass here. The Cal delegate actually is going to be able to regain an honor, and we're going to see a return the offense now on the Keeper Initiate. Right, so GA right now still has a political conflict left. It doesn't seem wise to attack here. I think you want to save your people for defense if you can, although Kachiko is just going to kick somebody out here. We are going to see an attack, and it looks like GA is going to attack with probably the Callow, just the Callow. Oh, he's going to go with the Cunning, okay. Cunning into Secret Cache, and so that's already been triggered this turn. We'll go ahead and block here with both Shoju and Kachiko. Seems like a pretty stout defense. Going to be kind of difficult for GA to navigate past these 2 big bodies. Here's the court games also to go ahead and honor. You probably honor Kachiko here, I think. You want Kachiko to be big since she has both stats. We could potentially see a return the offense here too, just so that way Erik can start making progress on some breaks. Although I have a feeling that this game is not going to be won on the back of Conquest. So GA is going to go ahead and pass. Yeah, there's the return the offense. Go ahead and stay standing here. And I have to imagine that GA is probably out of actions here. So we're going to see a first shame come down on Kachiko. I think you just have to go ahead and take the dishonor here. You're still winning the conflicts. You don't want to bow yourself. Oh, Bonsai coming out now. Okay. So I guess that sort of telegraphs that there is a defend your honor in hand. The Cunning Negotiator now at 5 to Kachiko's 3 military. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I guess Kakita Dojo actually just to go ahead and try to bow Kachiko, which I guess you're okay with. So she'll bow. And now can't use her abilities. So let's see if Erik does have a Soul Beyond Reproach, so he could play that on the Shoju. I feel like that wouldn't be the worst idea. We're just going to see cunning for shame instead, though. And there's the Defend Your Honor. So, at the very least, what this does is it sort of consumes a lot of cards for GA. Now there's a pretty hefty 7-card advantage for Eric, and I think Eric is actually going to be okay with letting this go. But just going to choose to weigh the Scorpion instead. Now that multiple duels have been used, we'll dishonor the Cunning Negotiator. Could see like a Way of the Crane or something to boost yourself back up. Okay, no, the Cunning Negotiator duel had not been used yet, so that is still alive. That'll let him honor back up with the Kyuden Kakita. And Soul Beyond Reproach on Kachiko. Another Defend Your Honor comes out. So I think if you're Eric, I think you're okay with, you know, this is just a fire ring, right? And I don't know what exactly you're afraid of here. Like at worst, like he probably noble sacrifices, say like your, you know, either your Shoju or your Kachiko, but I think you're fine because they're probably going to lead next turn anyway. We're going to see a political conflict now, this time going at the City of the Rich Frog. Eric, as the attacker, is going to be winning this. It's 2-2. We saw GS spend a ton of cards in this last conflict, so let's see what's left in these last 4. Okay, there's a political rival. So I think if you're Eric, you're fine with this. All the fate has been spent. There is going to be 2 honor gained for GA, but again, you know, against Scorpion, that isn't super relevant because they're just going to be taken back. The good news for GA is that Eric's board will leave this turn, but so will GA's board. No favor. Favor is now gone. Both Kakita dojos are still here. And so this thing right here, is that that's Mia Library, okay. We're gonna see Master Whisper for Eric. And a Kaizen comes down for GA. Alright, so we'll storehouse here. That puts the card advantage up to 8. Alibi Artist. 9 cards now. And we'll probably see Box next. So 5 to 6 is the honor count right now. First player belongs to Eric. 5 to 4 actually is the honor count. Here's the Master Whisperer to go ahead and filter through and get some more stuff. So 3 Calling in Favors get discarded here. That's a pretty good pitch because this deck runs nothing else besides 3 Elegant Tessin. So you want to go ahead and get rid of those as soon as you can. Alright, now it's time to make some moves for Eric. Looks like he's going to go in here with Shoju and Alibi Artist. See where he sends them. I think sending people air is probably pretty good. It looks like he's trying to just get rid of this Cunning Negotiator and just have it bowed. He's going to leave Kachiko at home, so he has another attacker at least. And so the Cunning Negotiator will in fact defend. I think we've seen all the policy debates at this point in time. There's two policy debates have been used. There could be a third one still. Only 6 cards in hand, and you know, GA not drawing a ton of cards right now. So usually that means if you haven't seen a card yet, then so GA is going to actually choose to pass here after getting the Cunning Negotiator bowed through the conflict. There's no target for the Water Ring here. 5 minutes differential on the clock. So yeah, that is pretty big. So Eric definitely needs to pick up the pace a little bit if he wants to try to win this game through Dishonor. It's definitely going to be a grind here. But certainly within striking range right now at 5 honor for GA. Next turn will be at 4 honor, actually 5 with the Cunning Negotiator leaving play too. Let's see if Eric can make anything happen via Air Ring here. Only 1 keeper seen so far, I believe, for Eric. Kaizen's going to be able to honor himself here. You'll see both of these guys go in military at the City of the Rich Frog. Honored Kaizen will put him up to 5. 1 backhanded is gone. Yes, that is correct. Alright, so going in here, we are going to see the Kakita Dojo to bow both these characters. Voice of Honor cancels a Bonsai here. So, Air Ring will be defended here. And I don't believe there's much else that Eric can do. I think he just go ahead and back off. Let this Air Ring pass. Alright, so up to 6 honor goes GA. City is going to be able to bring the honor totals back down to 5 to 5. Mia Library is going to be used here to go ahead and look for something. Now, I'm not sure what Imperials are in this deck besides like Yoshi. Yeah, it looks like it bricked. And yeah, if you're Eric, you just want to go ahead and flush everything here. Conflict deck's down to 13 and 15, although we are in one bid, so it's not super relevant. I don't think we're going to run out of cards anytime soon. Jay just going to go ahead and flush all that stuff out. And finds a Tengu Sensei, as well as a Favorable Ground, Proven Ground, and a Keeper Initiate. Meanwhile, on Eric's side, we have a Vice Proprietor, pretty big, and also a Hante Satori. Another Mystic as well for Eric, which is not relevant here. What Eric really needs to get going is some of these kills. He hasn't been able to kill anybody yet, much less get anybody dishonored or at least threaten it. The only thing he's killed so far has been an E10 pupil. Alright, so first player is GA, so that's going to mean first conflict goes there. We'll see who attacks here. I imagine that the Tengu Sensei is probably just going to covert past Satori. Although all of these provinces kind of suck to attack, right? You don't really want to go to any of them. We do know that all the voices are now gone for... Oh no, actually there's still one voice left. So one voice left for GA. GA right now trying to decide exactly where to go attack. None of these are really that safe, and so Effective Deception going to come out here. Cannot cancel the covert, but I guess you can cancel the... Maybe, can you cancel the reaction effect here? I guess if the conflict hasn't started. Alright, so yeah, so we are going to see an airing attack going to the Effective Deception, going to covert out the Satori, although there is a Favorable Ground in place, so we could just see Satori move in. Keep in mind that this Tengu Sensei is in fact a duelist, so it can duel Satori. Eric's not defending with the Master Whisperer or anything like that, so you're just going to probably move in Satori and start doing some shenanigans here. He definitely needs to get something going here. So here's the sneak outside the conflict. Interesting that it's outside and not inside. Alright, there's a way of the Scorpion on the Tengu Sensei. Yeah, I guess keeping it outside is smart because that means it can't be dueled, and that way the Tengu Sensei can't be honored. We're probably going to see a Soul Beyond Reproach on this Goblin Sneak. And so if GA has the last Voice of Honor in hand, now's the time to do it, but looks like the answer is no. And there's the Noble Sacrifice to go ahead and kill off the Tengu Sensei. So that drops GA down to 4 honor. We know that there's still one backhanded in hand. And now GA is going to have a conflict character drop in if he wants to win this air ring. But of course Satori obviously is still able to go ahead and slide in and defend with his Favorable Ground. I did ask for kill, yes. So I did want to see something happen there at least. And yeah, we're going to actually see Satori slide in anyway just to go ahead and get this keeper and get Satori honored. So if there was a last voice in hand, it's no longer on. I think that was probably a pretty good target to go ahead and kill there. The Tengu Sensei obviously pretty expensive. So the value trade was there. Alright, so passing on both sides here. Let's see if GA actually goes for a conflict. Or Eric's going to go for the conflict first, actually. It's his attack. So he's going to go for water. He needs to watch his clock, though. He's running down on time. It's a little more than 10 minutes left. Water ring's a mistake. Potentially. It looks like he's going to switch off water. Go for something else. There's no keepers in bin for GA. This is going to be a fire attack instead. Try to get maybe this Kaizen dishonored, or just go ahead and honor up with this Keeper Initiate for a future noble sacrifice. And so we're just going to see Kakita Dojo just go ahead and bow this this Keeper Initiate now. No harm, no foul there. Return the offense, always a possibility. I think we've already seen two. Two are gone. There's the last one right here. If Censure's online, yeah, there's Censure. So that's pretty big. So G is going to win the fire ring there, but this now means that there are no characters left standing for GA, which means this Master Whisperer can now go in on political, on Void probably, or Earth. I guess Earth is fine too. And go ahead and ding GA for 1. Although it's not going to happen here because of the other Kakita Dojo. That favorable ground was kind of hiding beneath this proving ground. So we've already seen one Kakita Dojo used. This one's going to end up bowing this this Master Whisperer. We're going to see the Bonsai come out actually instead to go ahead and prevent that from happening. So now Kaizen can't actually duel. And the City of the Rich Frog is still breaking, and yeah, that's going to go ahead and be a break here for Eric. So he's going to resolve this Earth Ring. Pitches all that stuff. And discards an Assassination, so probably the worst possible hit he could have gotten there. But what that also means is that GA's hand is likely not super strong. Maybe a lot of expensive stuff that can't afford to play. We did see the Goblin Sneak come down, which might have denied a political rival. Eric's going to go digging now. And discards 2 return to offenses and a court games. So Eric's not going to be low enough here to use City of the Open Hand. He's going to flip a Satori. There's another Tengu Sensei and a Cunning Negotiator for GA. Let's see what comes down here exactly. I think either the Fawning Diplomat or the Rumormonger are okay to buy. It looks like he's going to go with the Rumormonger so that he has an overlay target for Ibuki. I think you can buy the Fawning Diplomat here just for raw stats. I don't know what else you're saving your money for. And yeah, that is what's going to happen here. A little more than 8 minutes left on the clock for Eric. He needs to pick up the pace a little bit. He's Master Whispering to go ahead and find some more cards here. We'll see what he gets rid of. Let's see if actually Satori is going to be big enough to go ahead and bully his way into an air ring or take one of these other rings off the table for him. Assassination, Court Game, and Bonsai are all thrown away. Maybe we would have held on to the Bonsai. You might need that. Alright, so first conflict here going to be for Erik. Going to go in political on air. So right now he outstats these characters, although with the Kakita Dojo duel or some other duel, we could see them match here and go up to 8-8. This attack is 8. And it's driven by courage, so actually this is going to allow Kaizen to go ahead and boost up. And so we're gonna get a Kaizen duel first, and that's gonna send everybody else home. This is definitely a very slow burn, and Erik running out of time here. He needs to move a little bit quicker. Kaizen is going to be bowed here. Air Ring is going to bounce. Miyako is going to come out now to dishonor the Tengu Sensei. So we have seen 2 Soul Beyond Reproaches already. 1, 2. I don't know if Erik has a ton of other ways. Okay, no, there's the other one right there. So we're going to go ahead and Soul Beyond Reproach on Miyako and kill off this Tengu Sensei. So these birds, man, these birds are just not getting an opportunity to live. And so GA is going to have to go ahead and pass. No conflict characters left in hand right now for GA. And now Erik's going to get a chance to go in. He's going to go Void. I think you just go ahead and go Fire here. Prevent GA from gaining that extra honor. Put GA down to 2 honor here. And now you dishonor the Kaizen, and then if you have the last 2 backhanded compliments, you go ahead and slam them. So Erik's going to go ahead and pass, which means that maybe Erik has not found the last backhanded compliment. So there's Kaizen dying. Ibuki's discarded. No backhanded compliments played yet, so definitely still okay. There's Shoju. All right, and then with this flop from GA, this has to be it right here, because you can just backhanded compliment and buy Shoju, and that's going to be it. So the U.S. will finish out this set at 5-2. And so it was a bit of a grind there, but ultimately the U.S. ended up taking this one. Definitely only so many outs available for Crane here. But that's going to be it. So thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys are interested in some more World Cup games, I think there's going to be more going on tomorrow. I doubt that there's going to be any later on today, just because of how late in the day it is for some of these Europeans. So most likely any remaining World Cup matches for this round will conclude tomorrow. But thank you guys again for tuning in, and we'll go ahead and close up the stream.